Hi guys, this is Loai with you from aeschoolonline.com, and in this lecture we want to target and talk about the temporal interpolation. Temporal interpolation cannot be seen on the timeline. That's why we need to go to the graph editor. If you click on graph editor, you have the graph of your speed. If you don't see it like this, come to this icon here and choose edit speed graph. You can also show graph tooltips. That's okay, I need to show you some. This is the graph of the speed. So you notice here the speed will be constant between this keyframe and this keyframe. So the squares here are the keyframes, and you have some handles that we will use later. So the speed is constant, and then there is a sudden change of speed, then it will become constant again and then drops. Of course, this is linear. Now we can change that, we can make it much smoother. If I choose all my keyframes, I could choose one. I can come to animation and keyframe interpolation and change here the temporal interpolation to, for example, continuous Bezier. It's easier than Bezier, I will show you how. Now you notice it has smoothed out the graph. Of course, this is not the motion path. This is the graph of the speed. From the first keyframe, it starts slow, go a bit slower, and then the speed increases. Then when you come to the second keyframe, here After Effects has managed to make the velocity in, the speed in, equal to the velocity out. Velocity is speed. So now we have a different motion where for almost a few frames the speed is the same. You notice that you have the handles that you can move around and change the speed. Look how it's changing. If you can go crazy about it, you can manipulate and move the speed up. Notice how the motion path or the frames on the motion path are changing. Now that is quite interesting, and you can play all kind of games you want here. For example, now the speed will go down, then go up very fast, then comes down slower. This is represented by the frames, or how close the frames are to each other. Let us remove the continuous Bezier and see another option. Now I don't have to come back to animation and keyframe interpolation. I can just come here to these buttons, and one of them is convert selected keyframes to linear. If you click on it, you are back to linear keyframes. Let's go to animation and keyframe interpolation and change that to Bezier. Bezier is a bit harder to work with. Still, it has smoothened our path, and we have the same speed. But now with the handles, you have two handles. If you remember, Bezier always give us two. You can't move them left and right. They belong to the same keyframe. If you notice, they belong to the same keyframe, and they will be always on the same line vertically. And you can change the speed here, play with your graph. I'm selecting all of them. Let's play the animation. And you notice the speed will decrease to nil, then increase, then there is a jump, and then it will do another motion here. That's pretty nice. Look how it's happening. Cool. This is about the Bezier. Now you can come here and play a lot and do your animation. So notice, using spatial and temporal, you can have quite a motion path that will give you excellent animations. Let's go back and make it linear. Cool. Go back to interpolation, keyframe interpolation, and of course you have the auto Bezier. For auto Bezier, there was no need to come here. What we could have done is to come to auto Bezier here, convert selected frames to auto Bezier. So now this is the way you will work. If you are in linear, you can come to auto Bezier and then change to continuous Bezier by moving the handles, and you will have extraordinary speed here happening. Fine, I know this might seem a complicated way, but we will see a better way to work with that is almost instant. In the next lecture, we investigate the easy ease, the ease in, and the ease out. See you then.